What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to the first installment of Honest Hot Takes. In this first episode, we're going to go over a clip on Diecast Discussion number 127, where I go over the latest chase hype. We all know that there's a 914 chase in the Porsche set pictured here, as well as a Camaro chase in the Vintage Racing set, one of the first mixes of Vintage Racing. I believe it's mix B. But I'm going to go over these and give my honest opinion about what I think about these chases and are they really chases? Let's get into it.
Let's talk about chases. I think the chase game is getting a little out of hand. What do you guys think? What I mean by that is we supposedly have normal cars that are supposed to be in sets, right? We're calling stuff that's supposed to be normal in a set. We're calling stuff chases that has a number in a set. Number 1 of 6, number 2 of 6, 3 of 6, whatever it is, 6 of 6. We're calling those chases now. There's nothing special about them except that they're supposed to be in the set, but the distribution or whatever the packing, whatever the case is, they're not in every case. Okay, I've cracked one of these Porsche cases before. No 914. You know what? If the 914 was in there, I wouldn't have took it because I don't collect 914s. But whether it's a chaser or not, we're starting to call things that are meant to be in sets chases. And I think that's dumb. I think that's stupid. Whether it's true or not, I think it's dumb. I think a chase is an extra piece. Like when you open a mainline case, what are you going to get? You're probably going to get a treasure hunt, especially if it's a US case. And you know what car is the designated super of that case. You're either going to get the super or you're going to get the mainline. So you're going to get it regardless, but the super is like an extra. It's an extra thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's apparently the chase for that set too. And I think it's stupid. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb to call a piece of something that is supposed to be a part of the set a chase. That's not the way it's supposed to work. The way it's supposed to work is you get an extra of something. You crack a premium case. What happens? You know that there's a designated premium chase in that set. For instance, Last Modern Classics, Altezza. Either your case is going to look like this. You're going to get 2 of these. Or your case is going to look like this. 0 of 5. It's an extra. It's an addition of the case. We've gotten to the point where the FOMO and the chase hype has taken the hobby to, wow, that thing is not in every case, but it's a part of the set and it's supposed to be a chase. I just don't understand it. And I don't agree with it at all. A chase is supposed to be an extra piece to a set. Do you guys agree or not agree? The FOMO and the hype for chases has gone too far, in my opinion. And next thing you know, we're going to have chase mainlines. I'm not talking about regular treasure hunts. I'm not talking about supers. I'm talking about like chase mainlines. How many mainlines are there a year? 250, I think. So what happens when 43 out of 250 is nowhere to be found? Is that a chase? And it just happens to be a Bubble-matic. Can't find the new 55 gasser in C case. Must be a chase. Right, Charles? I mean, it's to that point. Some companies are trying to be more creative or less obvious with chase pieces, which I figured Mattel was possibly doing. Yeah, I agree with you, Anthony, and hate to say it, but I think it's on the less creative. Anyways, guys, my whole point is the chase game is getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. The creativity has run out. Not that anything really needed to change. Subi, what about in concept like the new Matchbox moving parts, Super Chase, the Pagani, right? It won't be in all cases, or it will be. Yeah, I mean, if it's an actual chase, like a Matchbox chase, like like Matchbox has been doing for the past couple of years, that's cool because it's like a super treasure hunt, right? It's got rubber tires. It's got kind of a particular scheme, a particular paint job on it, minus that Ford. That Ford was orange. The Ford GT is black and yellow, I believe, if I remember right. But all the rest of them had kind of that German design on it. It's like black, red, yellow. I mean, if it's like that, then yes, I understand it. But if you're calling something, if these next level mainline sets that are hitting Walmarts, like the Porsche set, like this and like that and like this, you got 6 cars and one of them is just designated a chase. I don't agree with that. That's stupid. That's a car that's supposed to be a part of the set that you are supposed to be able to find and be able to acquire if you want to complete that whole set. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I don't like. I agree, not a chase, but what is the 6 out of 6? It is for sure not as heavily produced as the other 5. Yeah, but it's like, why not? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Dennis? It's like, why not? It's supposed to be a part of the set. And you should be giving collectors, you should be giving hunters and collectors equal opportunity to be able to find that car if it's just part of a regular set. I mean, if they wanted to really do a chase in those sets, what they should have done is they should have done a 6-car set with equal distribution. One of them has a chase, one of them is 0 out of 6. And you're going to get at least 2 cars of every car in the set, and one of those might be a chase if you open the case. That's, I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking crazy. Maybe I'm speaking with way too much logic, but that's a chase to me. I think the chase FOMO, the chase hype is just completely overblown now. It is just ridiculous. I think since COVID, when this hobby just started getting overblown out of proportion, just everybody collects now. Collects. We know that not everybody collects, but you get what I'm saying. The hobby got overblown, and they see where the hobby has gone to, right? I tend to think, I know I'm not the oldest collector in the book. I know I'm not the most seasoned collector in the book. As far as I'm concerned, once you've been collecting for, let's say, a year, you're a vet. You should know the basic in and outs of Hot Wheel collecting, at least in your relative generation. The guys that have been collecting, way longer, props to them. They know a lot about, the older stuff. But I tend to think when I got into this over 6 years ago, I tend to think there's a lot more enthusiasts rather than scalper sellers and flippers. So I think Mattel's obviously not dumb. They see where the hobby has transitioned to. That at least on a Mattel aspect, the real drive is money and value and flipping. And that's how the hobby keeps going, right? It's not about just the genuine collector anymore. I think Mattel sees where the hobby is going. and what the main focal point is. And they want to keep driving that to keep people interested. And I think what they don't understand is that people are starting to realize that there's a lot more options out there for collecting. And that people are just tired of the games and they're going other places. They're looking other places for stuff more readily available, stuff that isn't going to have some kind of silly game attached to it. Like, got a 6-car set, but one of them's really hard to find. Must be a chase. I'm cool with that, man. I am so good on that. I don't need that. Don't want it. I just want to be able to collect what I want to collect. You guys know me. I don't give a damn about value. I don't give a damn about any of that. I like to collect what I like to collect. And I think a lot of you guys are the same way. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next year or two.
Key takeaways from what I said here. My whole point of saying what I said here in these clips is I think that Mattel is making it harder for collectors, especially completionists, people who like to complete sets. I think this whole new chase hype, as far as another car within a set like this just being designated a chase and not being put in every case, I think that that could amount to some real frustration, especially for completionists who like to complete whole sets. As mentioned in the clip, it didn't really matter to me because I don't collect 914s, but I could easily see somebody getting frustrated if they wanted to complete all of these sets and they're going to have to go out on a limb big time to try to find that 914 because it's a designated chase, or the Camaro in the Vintage Racing Club, going after that and either having to pay up or hunt 10 times harder to find it and just cross their fingers that they do find it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you agree with me. Do you think the chase game has just completely been blown out of proportion? Do you agree with this? Do you like it? Do you love it? Let me know in the comments, and let me know if you like these little hot takes. We'll keep doing them. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.